Hey, it's Vasco here from Metro Hobbies, and we have a brand new product here on the bench to show you. So let's crack the box open and check out the new ARRMA Outcast EXB ready to run. Okay, so as always, we're going to take a look at the contents when you get one of these out of the box. Of course, you get the truck fully assembled and ready to go. You have your radio over here, and you get a bag full of stuff. Now, first thing in my hand here are some Diff Shims. There's instructions in here on how to install these as well. You may or may not need them, but it is nice that ARRMA actually include them. There's also a 16-tooth pinion gear in here. This will allow the truck to be a little bit faster and allow you to do some pretty crazy stunts with the extra wheel speed. There's also some body posts in here. There's some spare shock pistons and things like that. So great that they give you these little options in here. It'll allow you to tune the suspension of the car, and also with the additional body posts, if you decide to swap out bodies or do anything like that, this will allow you to sort of fit those bodies on there a little bit better. There's also a toolkit. This is pretty much your basic ready-to-run toolkit that ARRMA do include with all of their cars. There's a nice 17mm hex here, which will allow you to take the wheels off, some Allen keys, and of course a little cross wrench for the smaller nuts and bolts that you see throughout the truck. So hold on to that as well. Of course, the all-important sticker sheet. This is something that, of course, you can use to decorate the truck a little bit further. Stick them on your toolbox, on your fridge, wherever you like. Nice that they've included those. A nice little speed chart with dimensions and so forth for your battery tray, so you know exactly what size batteries to get and where you should be using these pinions and what sort of speed you're going to get and all that sort of thing. So that's something that they've been including now for quite a number of years. And then, of course, the all-important user manual. There's also some warranty information here, some shock, exploitive use of the shocks for some parts and so forth. So all of that is there for you. The user manual, as always, ARRMA actually do a really good job. They actually illustrate maintenance schedules in here. There's exploded views. There's things on how to treat you know, look after your tires, information about all the tools that you're going to need. All of that sort of thing is on here. Really good manuals. ARRMA have done a fantastic job. So moving all of that out of the way, we're going to move on to the radio. This is the DX3 from Spectrum. I've spoken about this radio quite a number of times here already, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but rest assured that this is an excellent radio with some voltage telemetry on here as well, so that you can actually keep an eye on the battery voltage that's in the truck. Of course, this only works with the Spectrum batteries. There's also a speed dial on here. There's AVC tunability, the usual trimmings and everything else. Runs on 4AA's. This is Spectrum's, I suppose, or Horizon's elite ready-to-run radio that they include with all of their ready-to-run cars these days. And it's a really nice radio to be included with this particular truck. Right, so now on to the main event, which is the truck itself. And the Outcast is, you know, an amazing looking vehicle. ARRMA did a fantastic job when they released his truck quite a number of years ago, or at least the body design. And that was available in a silver, and then they brought out an orange. And then, of course, the Notorious came on the scene as well, which was essentially the exact same truck, but just a different body. Now, with the V5s being released, only the Notorious made it through that realm, whilst there was no Outcast. And lo and behold, here we are now today with a brand new Outcast, this being the EXB, which has all the little goodie upgrades on here for those extreme bashers out there, as well as a couple of new components, which I'll be showing you very shortly. And of course, it comes in this, I guess, more traditional black sort of color scheme that is now being, I guess, the uniform color for all the EXB vehicles from ARRMA. So a really nice looking body design with a really nice color scheme on here as well. The body itself, of course, has all the little stickers and everything to add a little bit of protection so that, you know, the paint doesn't rubbing on your body posts or on the edges of the chassis and things like that. You, of course, have your body clips tethered on with these little rubber tethers on here, which is really nice so you don't lose your body pins. You got the roll cage with those extra screws and the little holes for your lighter flints, so you can do sparks and things like that on concrete if you want to do that. So yeah, very nice looking body indeed from ARRMA. Now for the truck itself, you can see that this has quite a number of little red bling aluminium bits that none of the other ready-to-run cars will have. And of course, along with the Outcast, there was also the Italian EXB that was also released at the exact same time. Both of these cars come with all the EXB trimmings, and of course the Outcast here, I think is super fitted for that type of, for those types of upgrades because of all the stunts that you're going to be doing with this type of vehicle. So suspension-wise, as always, ARRMA do a fantastic job on the suspension, so there's no sort of criticisms there. The tyres, these ready-to-run backflip tyres are actually probably one of the most popular tyres from a ready-to-run manufacturer such as ARRMA. A lot of people actually buy these tyres separately to use in their other branded vehicles because they are that good. So really good that they've continued on with these particular tyres. Now, the wing mount at the back is the same as the ready-to-run. You have this little wheelie bar back here as well, which runs on ball bearings, and that'll allow you to have a really nice aggressive angle on the wheelies when you're doing those, and of course to do backflips and things like that. The bumper, however, looks very similar to the original, but it's actually been revised and has a new design which kind of wraps around underneath the body, underneath the chassis rather, and it actually looks really, really tough. So I'm really impressed with the bumper. I may actually get one of these myself just for my Notorious, because yeah, it looks very, very stock, very factory, but obviously a lot stronger than the original ready-to-run. Shock towers, of course, they are 775 aluminium, both front and rear, and they're beefed up 5mm shock towers. You have the strengthening bar on from tower to tower, which is standard on all the cars. But then your chassis braces that you see here, those red ones that go to the center of the chassis, they're obviously an upgrade as well. And that should make things a little bit stronger and prevent any chassis bending as well. Speaking of chassis, the chassis itself is also 7075 aluminium, and it has this gorgeous etched design that ARRMA have now been putting on a lot of their vehicles. So I really like that. I think this is going to be a very strong truck indeed. The arms, of course, are all specced out to the beefy V5 spec, so they're a lot stronger. And of course the electrics and everything is all Spectrum and as standard per the ready-to-run vehicles. So a 4074 2025 aluminium 2050 kV brushless motor. We have 150 amp firmer ESC, and of course we have the steering servo with an aluminium servo horn up the front there, which I believe now is hovering around the 18 kilo mark, where the previous versions were around 15 kilos. And yeah, you've got the nice little very roomy receiver box back here in case you want to swap out radios. You've got enough room in there to do your to put bigger receivers. And of course the battery tray has a little lift tab up the top here to allow for all sorts of different size batteries and so forth for you to run either 4S or 6S on this vehicle. Beefy turnbuckles in the rear, sway bars installed front and rear out of the factory, which is really nice. Yeah, just a lot of really beefy components on this truck, and quite honestly, I'm really tempted to get one of these myself because I haven't had an Outcast in quite some time. So this is definitely one that has been very popular so far. The ones that we've received in, we've sold quite a number of them, and I'm sure this one's probably not going to last very long either. So be sure to check them out on the Metro Hobbies website. We'll have links in the video description. Okay, so that wraps up another first look here at a new ARRMA product. This is the ARRMA Outcast 6S EXB ready to run, and of course there's also the Italian EXB ready to run available if you want to go for one of those. Be sure to check them out on the Metro Hobbies website. We'll have links in there to all the EXB range, as well as the previous rollers that have been on the market now for a little while, if you want to deck out one of these cars yourself and finish them off the way that you want to. That is it from me. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Check out the video description down below, as I said. Don't forget to leave a comment if you like, and I'll be speaking to you all next time. So let's crack the box open and see what the new ARRMA